Good morning, students. Let's have a look at this essay. Should women be allowed to join the military? This is a well-written essay, well organized, quite good grammar and structure, and giving good support for the writer's point of view. Now, the highlighted areas have some mistakes, so let's look at those first. Let's go to paragraph 1. I have also, besides highlighting some text, have colored text in red and green, and I will explain that later. Let's first of all look at the highlighted areas. So first line of paragraph 1, join military services or whether this area is only for men. So we don't use is here, we have to use whether. It sounds a bit clumsy using whether twice, so we could have just changed the sentence a little bit and said should join military services or only men. So we could delete or is this area. Choosing whether, I think, is the best option. Second sentence, while some people think that women should be able to join the Army, Navy or the Air Force, not and. Moving on to the fourth line, in my opinion there should not be any restriction for people. I don't think we need the word legal here because the essay question did not define this as a legal problem. Remember, there may be other reasons why the woman cannot join the military. It may not be legal, there may be conventions or social taboos. And moving on, for people to choose their profession, don't use the word area here, regardless of their gender. And there is a lot of evidence to prove that women can successfully contribute to military success. I think we don't use the word arguments here because that's the same thing as saying there are opinions from different people which say women should be allowed to join the military, but the point here the writer wants to make is that there are evidence, because later she goes on to talk about women's abilities and skills. So moving on to paragraph 2. First and foremost, the weapons and equipment which are used in military have changed significantly through the ages. This means that instead of 30 kilogram swords and extremely cumbersome and heavy helmets, I'm adding some vocabulary here because if I don't, you are saying that the sword and the helmet both weigh 30 kilograms, which seems unlikely. But you want to emphasize that the helmets are either very heavy or cumbersome, C-U-M-B-E-R-S-O-M-E. Adding different adjectives is going to get you higher marks here. Modern soldiers carry much lighter machine guns and wear comfortable uniforms. Modern machines and equipment do not require enormous strength to use. Moving on to paragraph 3. On top of that, looking at examples of countries who allow women to join their armies, there is no doubt, no S here. Last few lines in paragraph 3. During the Second World War, shooting a large number of the enemy per battle or a large number of enemy soldiers. Big number is okay here, but large sounds somehow more natural to me, but this is not a serious point. And paragraph 4, second line, not only are they capable of working with modern equipment, and on to line 4, stamina, sharpshooting and determination to succeed, I think is better than strive to success. Anyway, we can't say strive to success, we have to say strive to succeed, but that does not fit grammatically into the structure. And on to the end of the paragraph, should join military services only if volunteering or on a commercial basis, B-A-S-I-S. Now just let's look at the areas I have marked in red, highlighted in red. Unfortunately, if you're looking at this on YouTube, you will not be able to see this. But this represents repetition, which the student should try to avoid. So in paragraph 1, the student refers to a debatable topic, and also, in my opinion, there should not be any legal restriction. She says something similar in paragraph 4, there should not be any restrictions for women, so try to avoid repetition. You only have 250 words in IELTS, so try to make every word count. Try to introduce more detail or more examples rather than repeat yourself. The areas I have highlighted in green are to show ideas supporting women being able to join the military. Oh, I just remembered, the student asked me a question about the pronunciation of woman and women. It's actually a very similar sound, so it can sound the same sometimes. One woman and many women. So the points mentioned in support of this is in paragraph 2. Women can operate the machinery even with less physical power because of modern technology. Paragraph 3, military forces can be successful by using women. And also in paragraph 3, talking about Russian female soldiers being successful in battles. And in paragraph 4, talking about them having stamina, sharpshooting and a strong desire to succeed. So this is all very good. The content of the essay is excellent. The improvements could be made by giving more detail, and maybe by also giving the opposite point of view. So giving 1 or 2 reasons why women should not be allowed to join the army. It's okay in an essay to give a one point of view argument, but it may be more interesting if you give the opposite point of view as well. It also gives you the opportunity to introduce more ideas and vocabulary. So in support of women not going into the military, perhaps the biggest idea I can immediately think of is that many women probably do not find this an attractive career. The military is associated with macho roles, M-A-C-H-O, which men may like. When we watch movies, we see the men are the fighting heroes, and this maybe appeals to men. However, women may not have these kind of ambitions or role models. Here you could introduce an example. For example, if we watch a war movie on the TV, we will see the men doing the fighting and the women having roles such as being lovers or mothers, nurses or doctors. And frankly speaking, many women may prefer these roles rather than to be the fighting hero. And one last piece of advice: when you're writing an essay, you should write each paragraph and leave a few lines space after each paragraph. So when you have completed your essay, if you want to add some further information to any of the paragraphs, you can do this. This is very useful if you have finished the essay and find that you do not have enough words. It's also a good idea, I think, to write the significant parts of each paragraph first and then fill in details later, just in case you run out of time, so you have the main body of the essay already done. So for example, in paragraph 2 for this essay, where the writer is talking about how modern military equipment is far easier to use than ancient military equipment, after the last sentence it means that even if women have less physical power, they can successfully handle military activities. You could go on to give a bit more detail about this modern military equipment. Modern military equipment often uses computers, for example, rather than large machines, and the skills required for this are about quick thinking, cool thinking, intelligence, rather than brute force, B-R-U-T-E. Women may in fact be more capable in some areas. Okay, students, thank you for listening, and good luck with your next assignments. Bye bye.